What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bringing guys a brand new video. We're going to be doing a mid taper on my uncle, so stay tuned. Starting off at the back taper, we're going to use our gold FX to create our first guideline. Once we're done balding them out, we're going to go ahead and move on to the side taper and create our first guideline as well at a curved shape so that the taper could flow better. Now that we're done balding them out, we can move on to the top and debulk with the 5 guard all the way open. Now that we're done debulking the top and balding them out, we can move on to the no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. We're then going to use the lever midway and all the way close to help us erase that initial guideline we created with our trimmers. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our 1 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. We're then going to use the lever midway and all the way close to help soften up this line to get ready for the half guard. Since we're done softening up the line with its lever, we can move on to the half guard and erase the line completely. This is going to help us blend into the 1 guard all the way open to the no guard all the way open. Now that we're done with our lower guards, we can move on to our 2 guard all the way open and create our 4th guideline. We're also going to flick out a little bit when we reach the top of the guideline so we can blend into our next guard. Remember, we're also going to use the lever midway and all the way close to help soften up this line and get ready for the 1.5 guard. Once we're done softening up the line with the 2 guard and its lever, we can move on to the 1.5 guard, and it's going to help us connect the 2 guard all the way open to the 1 guard all the way open. Sometimes there's still a faint line after using your 1.5 guard, so switching over to your 1 guard all the way open and using its corners will definitely help erase it. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, check out my live streams. I'm also going to give a shout out to my boy Gerald, my boy Lewis, and my boy Hugo. They're all keeping it consistent and always checking out the content. I appreciate you guys. Much love. Since we used the 5 guard all the way open on top, we gotta move on to our 3 guard all the way open and flick out as much as possible. Now that we're done with the back taper, we can move on to the sides, and we're going to use our no guard all the way open to create our second guideline using that curved shape with the corners of the blade. We're also going to use the lever midway and all the way closed to help us erase that initial guideline we created with our trimmers. Moving on to our 1 guard all the way open, we're going to create our third guideline and use the corners of the blade. We're also going to use the lever midway and all the way close to help soften up this line and get ready for the half guard. Now that we're done erasing our guideline with our half guard, we can move on to the 2 guard all the way open and flick out as much as possible using the corners of the blade. Again, we're going to use the lever midway and all the way close to help soften up this line and get ready for the 1.5 guard. It's going to help us connect the 2 guard all the way open to the 1 guard all the way open. Moving on to our 3 guard, we're going to flick out as much as possible and erase any dark spots that we see connecting to the 5 guard all the way open. Using our 2 guard all the way open, we're going to go ahead and debulk the beard as much as possible, going with the grain and against the grain. Now that we're done debulking the beard, we can move on to the sideburn and use our no guard all the way open and its lever to erase that initial guideline. Now we're going to use our 1 guard all the way open and its lever to blend into the no guard all the way open and the 2.5 guard we used on the beard. we're detailing as much as possible using our previous guards, making sure that sideburn is nice and blended. Use our NST outliners. We're going to start off at the bottom and work our way to the top arch. You also want to make sure not to press too hard here because the skin is a little bit thinner. You could bite them with the teeth of the trimmer. We're also going to use our NST outliners to line up the back of the beard. You want to go as slowly as possible here, making sure that the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer. Moving on to our C-cups, we're going to start off at the bottom using our corner of the blade and work our way to the top arch. Moving on to the bottom of the beard, you also want to make sure not to press too hard here because you could irritate the skin with the teeth of the trimmer if you press too hard. Now that we're done lining up the beard, we can move on to his front line, and we're going to debulk a little bit before we line him up. Now that we're done debulking, we can move on to our NST outliners and start off at the middle, working our way to the sides. Again, you want to make sure you go as slow as possible so that the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer and that the hair doesn't shift. You also want to keep the corners as natural as possible. In Spanish, they're called entradas, especially when they're balding and thinning a little bit near the corners. You don't want to go too deep. It's going to look unnatural and awkward. Now that we're done lining them up, we can move on to our Turkish razor and Derby Premium blades and make them as crispy as possible. But before we do that, we're going to apply some shave gel so that the razor could glide better. You also want to make sure when you're using the blade, you want to keep it at a 45-degree angle and stretch the skin with your opposite hand as much as possible. This is going to tighten up the skin and give you a lower chance of cutting them.